wasn't as impressive as some may have expected. Few hitches on the timing and verification process. But on the whole, the Resident Electoral Commissioner also spoke up on this one, Mr. Akinrebi. He says, look, the Commission is fully prepared for the shift of the general elections after the successful test running of the card readers. So, also optimistic, upbeat about their processes, even though you still have complaints, many sending comments about the collection of the PVC or not. But with respect to the test of the card readers, which happened over the weekend, that is Mr. Akinrebi's verdict on the matter. So, other than the one that happened in Lagos, let's take a look at Northeast, everyone. In the Northeast, Jamare in Bauchi State happened to be where this one took place. Therein, yes, they said it also added value to the credibility, value and credibility to the electoral process, removing all of those possible hitches they may face, but they also had challenges like many other states. And part of these challenges was, which similar to many others, low turnout on the day. They also had to clean their thumbs of index fingers repeatedly to participate in that exercise. And then they were constrained by ointments. So if they hadn't done this test, who knows if they may have been able to brace up with it. But quite an interesting challenge they had, constrained by ointments, grease, or other sorts of lotion to ensure that they wipe off any impediments that may be on their fingers to prevent the card readers from reading their, their fingerprints on the day. But also the comments of the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Professor Hammond Tucker in Bauchi, says, nothing will further strengthen and deepen democracy in Nigeria better than the use of the card reader. So almost all of them here today who have been on the show say, oh yeah, we've had challenges, but it's looking good for them. Some of the resident electoral commissioners, don't forget, there's that big wait for the commission to come up with their assessment of the card readers on Wednesday. That's when that meeting has been rescheduled. But after all of this, some of the states which we chose and brought you where this card reading was tested, INEC mock accreditation, alternatively called. INEC releases a statement today about the card readers and what transpired. So now, quite a lot INEC did say in that card reader. They said there were 4 main objectives that they set out to achieve with this card reading test. First of which was to verify permanent voter cards presented by those who have been registered to vote. And then they also intended to biometrically authenticate the persons who presents a PVC at the polling unit and ensure that he or she is legitimate holder of the card. So in this regard, they say that those voters, about 59%, so INEC says overall, 59% of voters who turned out for the demonstration had their fingerprints successfully authenticated. But the commission also says where that challenge pops up again, you will have the incidence form. The third reason, the third objective of this, INEC says, was the SCR sends data, no, it provides disaggregated data of accredited voters in male, female, youth, elderly. Disaggregation, that is that's vital for research and planning purposes. And then INEC says the fourth reason here is that the SCR sends the data of all accredited voters to INEC's central database. Now, with respect to Ebonyi, which we did tell you there was something unique about it, the statement that INEC releases on this one says, the Commission nevertheless took a serious view of the high rate of the SCR's failure to authenticate voters' fingerprints in some areas, particularly in Ebonyi State. And they decided to thoroughly investigate the cause as well as repeat the public demonstration in that state. Now, this demonstration, they say, will be conducted in particular registration area involved in the last exercise. I think that's Izi Unuhu, Abakaliki local government area, as well as Ibiozisa registration area, that's in Afikpo North local government area. INEC says that repeat demonstration will be on Saturday, 14th of March in Ebonyi. But overall, INEC says that they are satisfied with the use of this SCRs in the 2015 general elections. They believe it will add tremendous transparency and credibility to the accreditation process on election day. So all of this wrap-up, all of this roundup that INEC has given, while many still wait because there will be a further assessment, a further comment, which will expect it to come through from INEC this week on Wednesday after they have that meeting amongst themselves. But yes, the comments continue to come in thick and fast about this process, what INEC has done, what INEC plans to do ahead of the elections. Let's bring you some of those who are speaking up about the card reader. Listen to this.
It's less than 35 days to the general elections that Nigerians have been looking forward to. In a bid to educate the masses on elections ethics, members of the Inter-Party Advisory Council marched around Abuja distributing elections code of conduct produced by the Independent National Electoral Commission to citizens. During a press briefing before the march, the council spoke on the need for the Independent Electoral Commission to ensure it provides enough card readers during the polls.
This particular press conference of today, 10th of January 2015, is tagged "No PVC, no election." No card reader, no election. This is the crop of the matter of our agreement at the last meeting we held at the INEC office. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Inter-Party Advisory Council, a conglomerate of all the political parties in Nigeria, is saying today to all Nigerians that the time for rigging is over.
The Independent Electoral Commission had, in an earlier forum with civil society organizations, promised the possibility of using a card reader technology during the February polls.
Once you finish developing the prototype and you set up your production line, you just want that. The problem is from development, design, planning, prototype, approval of that prototype. Production line just produces like robots. We have reached that stage, and that's, as we stock now, you can go to our store and you see these car readers there waiting to be used for the election.
Already, politicians have begun navigating the length and breadth of the country, campaigning for vote during the elections that will determine who manages Nigerians' affairs in the next 4 years. It is less than 4 weeks to the rescheduled general elections. Some political parties, including the ruling People's Democratic Party, have expressed their opposition to the use of card readers for the polls. First, it was representatives of 15 political parties who threatened to boycott the elections and take legal action if the Independent National Electoral Commission insists on the use of card readers during the elections.
Using the card reader for this general election is a deliberate attempt by the Electoral Commission to manipulate the 2015 general election. Therefore, we use this forum to call on Professor Atahiru Jiga and the Independent National Electoral Commission to desist henceforth from the use of card reader for this 2015 general election. If they want to go ahead with this use of card reader, we, numbering about 15 political parties and presidential candidates, shall boycott this election and take legal action.
According to this group, the use of card readers is a ploy to disenfranchise citizens in the coming elections. The position of the People's Democratic Party on this issue is not different. The Director of Media and Publicity for the PDP presidential campaign says the ruling party will resist the use of card readers during the elections.
Our position on the card reader remains that the machine has not been tested in any election